Is it better to use a financial advisor, or is it better to just invest myself? In this video, I'm going to share what I do right now and why I do it after having invested for about 4 decades, both alone and with various financial advisors over the years. Hi, I'm Camille Gaines. Here and on my website, retirecertain.com, I write about and I talk about my investing adventure over the past 40 years or so, as well as creating both traditional and alternative income streams over the past 15 years or so after my husband stumbled into early retirement. In this video, I want to share what I've learned from both working with financial advisors and both DIY, do-it-yourself, handling my own investments. Now, please understand, I am not anti-financial advisors. I work with various financial coaching clients, and often we will end up finding a financial advisor, but that's only after we have worked together to really understand what investing is all about and how to interview, evaluate, monitor, all that, work with a financial advisor so that they can pick the right person. So please understand, I am not anti-financial advisor. Everybody is different. I don't think, and you know this if you watched any of my videos, there are no cookie cutter formulas that work for everybody. There is you, and there's me, and there's everybody else, and their life that they want, the lifestyle that they want, the things they want to deal with, the things that they want to outsource, and the income that they need to generate, the wealth they need to accumulate in order to live the life that they want. That's what I'm about. It's not cookie cutter formulas here. It's about tailored for you and what you want. So for me, I'm going to share why I invest my own ETF portfolio now, and that leads me to the very first point, and that is that the research data is available now to individual investors that was never available before. We can get so much information. Not only is there free information, and some of it I'm a little bit cautious of. I do think that often you have to pay for really good information because it's unbiased, I think, more often if it is paid. But having said that, we can get access to information that was once only available to those in the financial industry, to financial professionals. So much information was restricted earlier, and it just simply was not available to us as individual investors. Now I can pay for that information myself, I can analyze it myself, and make my own investment decisions. The next reason that I thought it made sense for me to invest my own portfolio is that it is free to do so. Investing an ETF portfolio is what I do. A lot of people invest in index portfolio. It costs absolutely nothing. It's free to do that. Now, there are some small funds within the funds, the ETFs or index funds, varying from almost nothing to some of them are expensive, but that's one thing to check out. But my point in this second point is that I do not pay commissions anymore, and that is fantastic. I can go online and purchase an ETF and pay 0 commissions for doing that, and that has not been the case up until just the past, I'd say within the past year or so, maybe about a year ago. So many companies dropped commissions on transactions in their clients' brokerage accounts. So it costs absolutely nothing to implement an ETF portfolio strategy. So I really like that, and that's one reason that I DIY invest now. I do it myself. The next reason that I invest myself now is I can buy any asset class that I want with an ETF fund. People can also access index funds for the same thing, but since I tend to use ETFs, I'm more addressing ETFs in this video. But I can buy anything. I can buy gold, I can buy Japan, I can buy, get as granular as small cap European stocks, for example. I can buy real estate, I can buy anything, international real estate, emerging market debt, emerging market stocks, specific countries. I can buy almost anything that I want to buy with an ETF at a low cost. The next reason I like to invest myself is it really forces me to stay on top of the financial markets and the news. I think it's important for everyone, and we'll talk more about this in a second, to understand investing and be aware of what's going on. It only takes about 10 minutes a week to read the financial news. I read a daily email that tells me what's going on in the financial markets. It just takes a few minutes. I just feel more empowered and confident when I know what's going on in the financial markets and in the economy. I mean, I think it's important as for any investor to know that, interest rates, for example, are at all-time or near all-time lows. And that as a result of that, bonds have ended a 40-year bull market, right? That's a basic investing principle that I think we sort of need to be aware of as investors. If we don't know things like that, if we don't know how stocks are valued relative to history, we can't feel sort of knowledgeable about and make good decisions about our investments. So investing myself makes me stay a little more in tune with that, even though I normally do it anyway, no matter what, because I'm a nerd and I like doing it. I do it a little bit more now that I invest our core portfolio. The next reason I decided to invest our core portfolio myself is that I can access strategies that have been developed by top financial experts that have spent their whole lives and or have an entire department that is researching strategies and putting together strategies. And those strategies come complete with historical data and information that I need to make a decision about investing. And when you can invest someone else's strategy that's way, way smarter than you without paying that person a 1 or 1.5% fee every single year, well, it just seems like you come out way ahead. And perhaps these strategies will even do better than the strategy that is implemented by a financial advisor. So I guess that goes back to the education and the knowledge and being able to know how a financial advisor is performing if you choose to work with one. But also, I just think it's so important to know that these strategies are available, expert strategies that have been developed that have historical data that show us how these strategies have performed in the past so that we can look and see really, really clearly, okay, this was the worst year that this particular strategy performed, and this is how this strategy performed in the worst of times, such as the financial crisis in the 2007 through early 2009 period. So it allows us to implement, knowing this allows us to find strategies that really, really work for us, implement them ourselves at a very, very low cost, if really basically for free. The next reason I chose to DIY or invest in our own portfolio is because it forces me to learn about investing, or it forced me to learn about investing. And like I said, I've been at this a really, really long time, and I even hired financial advisors at some point after I knew what I was doing. But I felt like I really, really needed to learn more and get better at this. And I think we get better in doing things over the years. And that's one of the advantages, I suppose, of being an older investor. And I've done another video on that if you want to check it out. But when we do our own investing, sort of like I was saying, staying on top of the markets, it also makes us learn more about investing. Having said that, again, I think even if we hire a financial advisor, we need to understand the basics of investing. We need to really be the CEO of our wealth so that we know what it is that we want in life, how much that costs, and then hire that advisor will help us get the results that we want, because we're the only ones that can really, really know that. And then the last reason that I like to invest now on my own myself is because no one cares about your money more than you do. No, absolutely no one. I mean, maybe your spouse, but if we hire a financial advisor or two, or use a wealth manager, even a fund manager, and they lose money, they've lost money. We still pay them the fees, number one, but number two is we're the ones that will be affected. Our lives will be affected. Our lifestyle will be affected and suffer as a result of not making the money, not getting the investment returns that we need to get. So for this reason, I think it makes so much sense to make this a priority in our lives, to learn about investing and either invest ourselves and or hire that advisor, should you choose to do so, that helps us get those returns that we want. That's what I wanted to share with you in this video. Remember, retire certain.